Boy, I tell you, I love the signing. He's got some personality. He'll do a good job with this franchise. The man who put it together was Dick Williams. He runs the team. Nice to talk as we chat here, as you see him on a ballpark cam. Dick, I tell you, great signing. You put your money where your mouth is. You guys spent a ton of money, and his personality will go a long way. Let me get your thoughts here, and welcome. How are you, okay?
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having me. I agree with you. You know, August, September, we were tired of looking at him across the field. This is a guy that can really impact a game. We feel like what the Castellanos that you saw in Chicago is the one you're going to see here in Cincinnati. That ballpark is similar to ours. That lineup is similar to ours. We think putting him in the group that we've got really lengthens our lineup. It strengthens our lineup. And this guy has an edge. He's coming to win. He wants to be a part of a winning organization. He made it clear that Cincinnati was a place he wanted to be.
And I tell you, too, I think your strategy this offseason, Dick, has been great. You made an early hit with getting Moustakas in to give everybody an idea that you're serious about being competitive. I mean, it kind of started last year with the Bauer thing, but you did that with Moustakas. You bring the kid in from Japan, so that furthers it, and that makes a guy like Castellanos here a couple weeks before spring training realize, you know what? If I go to the Reds, I get a chance to be in competitive games in September. So the strategy of making a quick hit early, I think, caught everybody's attention in a positive way. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
I think it does get the attention of people. You know, we traded for Trevor at the deadline last year. We brought Galvis over off waivers towards the end of the season, and then to go into the offseason and get Moose done early, I think that really created some momentum for these other free agents. You know, we were excited about the team last year. We saw what they can do. We didn't get the end result that we wanted, but we thought that adding to that team was going to be a big part of taking us to the next level. And if you look at these guys, they all have postseason success. They all know what it takes to be there. You know, Bauer, Moose, Wade Miley, Nick. These guys, they have that extra edge, and they're gonna show our guys what it takes.
And I tell you, that's a great baseball town. You added some payroll. I mean, I'm going to take a stab at it. Did you add $50 million of payroll in the last couple of months? That's a heck of a job for this franchise. Am I about accurate with the number?
Credit the ownership group. They've stood behind us the last few years. They've helped us invest a lot of money in our operations, everything from coaching staff, player development, amateur scouting, the technology to support our operations. This year was the year to go big on the major league team, and they stepped up. They've backed us. We made our largest free agent signing in franchise history was Moose, and we tied it with Nick. And so this has been an offseason unlike any we've had in the past in Cincinnati.
All right, did you see an opening this offseason? I mean, obviously the Cubs are sort of in a little transition. Cardinals, too. I mean, this is a winnable division. You're not there with the Yankees. You're not there with the Dodgers. So there's an opening here, and it seems to be a big opening this offseason. Did that sort of increase the idea, let's go out there and be aggressive here once the season in 2019 was over?
Well, we've really been building towards this year and the next few years, this window for a while. So that it was more geared around our own capabilities, where we thought we were headed, where we could go financially. You know, this division's always tough, and I wouldn't put it past the other teams in our division to still do things to change their clubs between now and opening day. But, you know, we looked at ourselves and said it's go time. We added to the club this year. We think we had a good base to start with. I really think we're going to be dangerous in this division this year.
Oh, 100%. You are going to be a trendy pick, Dick, and that's the next thing I would bring up here. And, you know, you're a big sports fan. I followed it for a long time. There's been a lot of examples in all the sports. The Cleveland Browns would be the perfect example right up the road from you in football this year. Sometimes the trendy pick, being a lot of guys in and everything else, sometimes the expectation level kind of weighs the team down some, and it never really quite gets its wings under them. Now, I know you brought veterans in, not young players, but that is a feeling that a lot of fans have. Trendy picks can be a little dangerous. You would be a trendy pick. Let me get your take on that for a sec. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, fortunately we don't pay a lot of attention to who's picking who to win anything. We just kind of take care of business on our end, and we've got a group of players that have been here performing at a high level. Joey Votto, Eugenio Suarez, Sonny, Luis Castillo. Those guys are hungry to win and take it to the next level. When they've seen what we've brought in this offseason, you know, they've gotten really jazzed. We got a clubhouse that's ready to go. We've got a new coaching staff in place for this past year that's bringing a lot more out of these guys. So this is our year to go. If we're picked to do well, if we're not picked to do well, either way, we're going into the season with a high level of confidence.
And listen, I think it would be easier because there's more to select from. The Reds usually go with the offense and don't have the pitching. Going into this offseason, you had the pitching and didn't have a ton of offense. So I would think being in that situation, Dick, is a lot easier than the other way around. What's your take on that?
Yeah, you can't take anything for granted in this game. We really felt like you said the pitching took a huge step forward last year, so we went into this year feeling good about it. But if you count Trevor Bauer at the trade deadline as an acquisition for this year, which we do, and then Wade Miley in the offseason, it's not like we neglected investing in the pitching. But offense was the focus, and there are usually more options available to you to improve your club offensively. We were able to be opportunistic. For every deal we got done this offseason, there was a trade or a free agent conversation that went just as far that didn't happen. So we were looking under every rock. We feel really good with the way the cards got dealt, and the guys we ended up with are the guys we want.
There you go. One last thing, Dick. I mean, some teams, the budget is pretty firm and you can do with what you want. I know the Nationals always keep a little creative room open for the deadline. Are you in that same boat? I mean, are you tapped out? Do you have extra money to work with if you need a little pick-me-up there July 31st? How does it work as far as the Reds go with the finances as the salary deal goes for the year? Let me get a little sense there for a sec. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want our competition to know what we have left or don't have left. But, as you said, you get into the thick of things, the heat of battle. I know one thing. Our ownership, as they've shown this offseason, is committed to putting us in a position to win. So it's my job to keep challenging them, bringing them opportunities, and we'll be doing that throughout the season. Anything we can do to help the club.